Good morning, students. This is the revision video of the chapter Nationalism in India, and this video has been made for class 10th. In this particular video, we will try to understand the civil disobedience movement, the reason for its origin, and thereafter we will discuss its impact on Indian society. We have to understand that this was the second mass movement that was started by Gandhiji. The first movement was non-cooperation movement. In this particular second movement, Gandhiji told to Indians that if Britishers are going to rule us with their act, then we should disobey it. So basically, the disobedience was regarding the disobedience of every law that was passed by the Britishers. So here in the civil disobedience movement, it was the disobedience of law of the Britishers that was made in the British Parliament or Indian Parliament. So let us discuss more in this topic. By 1930, the Congress party had declared that Purna Swaraj or complete independence was to be the sole aim of the freedom struggle. Now we have to understand that by 1930, the Congress party, and even before that in 1929 in the Lahore session of Congress, it was declared that Purna Swaraj would be the ultimate goal of Indians. They want nothing less than Purna Swaraj. So that was already declared by the Congress party in the Lahore session. It started observing 26th of January as Purna Swaraj Day, and it was decided that civil disobedience movement was to be the means employed to achieve it. So basically, the civil disobedience movement was launched in order to attract the independence and as a device or as a tool to get independence. So this is why it was employed. So we need to understand that Purna Swaraj, in order to achieve the target of Purna Swaraj, the CDM was started. Now Mahatma Gandhi was asked to plan and organize the first such act. Gandhiji chose to break the salt law in defiance of the government because tax on salt, in his opinion, was the most oppressive form of tax which humankind could devise, since salt was a basic necessity of human existence such as or just like air and water. We need to understand here that the plan to start the movement was given to Gandhiji. The Gandhiji chalked out the plan and he took the salt as the most important tool for starting this movement. So according to Gandhiji, salt was a natural product, that was the product of nature. And Britishers imposed heavy taxes on the salt or the production of salt by Indians. So this was completely opposed by Gandhiji, and Gandhiji gave ultimatum and his 11 demands to Lord Irwin. But Lord Irwin was not ready to accept it. He ignored the 11 demands, in which he wrote clearly that if his demand would not be fulfilled, he would start the non-cooperation or he would start the civil disobedience movement. That was the next moment after the NCM. But it was taken very lightly, and finally Gandhiji launched the CDM movement. Now we have to understand here that what was special about this movement, what was the specific about this movement. So we need to understand here that Mahatma Gandhi started his famous Dandi March. So when 11-point ultimatum was given to Britishers and Lord Irwin rejected it, finally Gandhiji launched the Dandi March, or the Dandi March was considered the mark of the civil disobedience movement. So what was going on under this march? So Gandhiji decided that he will go himself along with the followers, along with the volunteers, and he will break the law. So Mahatma Gandhi started his famous Dandi March along with his 78 trusted volunteers or followers. The march was about 240 miles. It started from the Gandhiji Sabarmati Ashram to Gujarat coastal town. It was a small village, in fact, a small town is there in Dandi. And the volunteers walked for almost 24 days, about 10 miles a day. Thousands came to hear Gandhiji wherever he stopped. So whenever Gandhiji was halted, whenever he stopped, he was assisted by huge masses there. On 6th of April, finally he reached Dandi and violated the salt by manufacturing salt by boiling seawater. Finally, on 6th of April, he reached Dandi. He reached the sea area and finally he boiled the seawater and thus he manufactured his salt. So the manufacturing of salt by boiling the water was not important. What was the important message? That Gandhiji broke the law that was made by the Britishers. So through this, he gave a clear-cut message to the Britishers that if Britishers will follow any law, if they will make any law, it will be disobeyed, it will be violated, it will be opposed by the Indians. So finally we need to understand this is how Gandhiji started his movement, and Gandhiji violated the salt law, and it gave a clear-cut signal to the Britishers, and after that all over the country this salt march started. Even in Madras, in Bihar, in Odisha, in different parts of India, this movement was relaunched under different local leadership. So we have to understand that Gandhiji created his deep impact through this movement on the local masses or the ordinary people of India. If we need to understand the importance of CDM, we have to understand like this, that CDM was the second mass movement that created the fill, that created the gap that was made after the withdrawal of the NCM movement. So it was the next mass movement that again created society, or that again attracted the society towards itself. And again it challenged the Britishers through different means by challenging their laws. So it was the next type of movement that started there. Now, apart from the defiance of the salt law, the other form of non-violent protest included the following. At the same time when the CDM was started, so first of all it started with the breaking of salt law, and after that many protests started all over the country by different segments of society. Like women, young mothers, widowed and unmarried girls played an important role in the picketing of liquor shop and opium dens and stores selling foreign clothes. So they totally opposed all the important foreign items, like shops were picketed, liquor shop was picketed, and foreign clothes were completely boycotted. They used non-violent and persuasive means to convince that buyers and sellers to change their ways. The women, they convinced local buyers not to purchase the foreign goods. They were ably supported by the students and youth in the boycott of foreign clothes and liquor. So this is why they disobeyed all the laws. They created problem for the Britishers by disobeying the law, by boycotting or by picketing the foreign goods, including liquor and foreign clothes. So we have to understand here. Now, apart from that, in Bihar or in Gujarat or in other parts of India, the movement was going on. In Bihar, anti-Chaukidar tax campaign was initiated by where people of village or villagers refused to pay protection money to the local guards. That is Chaukidar. So we need to understand here, at that time the Chaukidar system was in practice, and here it was given. The Chaukidars were given the taxes by the villagers, but this time as the villagers were imposed by the Britishers, the Chaukidars were imposed by the villagers, so local villagers stopped giving taxes to the Chaukidars. So who supplemented the Miyagar police forces in the rural areas? Rajendra Prasad took part in the anti-Chaukidari tax campaign in Bihar. So this is how the anti-Chaukidari tax campaign started, in which tax was not given to the Britishers in order to pay the Chaukidars. So this was the next type of violation of the act that was introduced by Britishers. Similarly, in Gujarat also, no tax movement took place against payment of land revenue. This was most visible in Kheda, Surat and Roch district. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel led the no tax campaign in the Kheda district. So we have to understand, here again government imposed various taxes, and this time the people violated the tax. They told clearly that they are not going to pay any taxes to the government. And this movement was again led by local leaders like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So in Bihar also Rajendra Prasad took the initiative. In Gujarat, Vallabhbhai Patel took the initiative, and finally they violated the rules, they violated the acts that was made by the Britishers of that time. So we have to understand that Chaukidari system or the no tax campaign was nothing but the strategy that was adopted. It was the device that was adopted to boycott or to disobey the foreign act or the British act. So we have to understand that how this started, and finally we will come to know about the Gandhi impact in the upcoming video. We'll try to understand more in the upcoming video. This is all about in this video. Thank you so much.